National championship football coach, Michigan football coach Jim Harbaugh has the most unique business card that I've ever seen. Any coach, any recruiter, any entrepreneur, any CEO that I've ever seen in my years in pro hockey and my 30 plus years as an entrepreneur. On the business card, beside his contact information, Coach Harbaugh has what he has listed as 20 rules for living. Jim Harbaugh's 20 rules for living. And by the way, I have done an entire breakdown of his print physical business card. He's used it at Michigan. He now has the same card he uses with the Chargers in the NFL, where he's coaching next. And I've done a complete breakdown of the 20 life rules. Absolutely tremendous. You can get a copy of this PDF. I broke it down for people that are on my free email newsletter list. You can join the list and get a copy of this printable free PDF at brassballsvideos.com. That's brassballsvideos.com. I'll post a PDF there when you opt in. All you need to do is leave your email, and I've done an extensive breakdown of all 20 of these Jim Harbaugh life rules. It's one of the most impressive, it's the most impressive business card I've ever seen. When you go to brassballsvideos.com, you can view the breakdown. It's about 2 to 3 pages. It's a printable PDF if you want. brassballsvideos.com, free to you when you join my email newsletter list. So speaking of those 20 Jim Harbaugh life rules, life lessons, life maxims, whatever you want to call them, there's one that really resonates with me, and I just want to talk a little bit about it. And that rule is, who could possibly have it better than you? And that's what it says on Harbaugh's business card. It's one of the 20 rules that listed, and it says, who could possibly have it better than you? And clearly the answer is nobody. I know in my particular situation, when I have the most peace of mind, when I am most focused and dialed in, when I'm at my happiest, my healthiest, when I've got that high energy, when I'm serving other people, when I'm making the most positive impact, it's when I have that attitude of gratitude. So I love this rule. I love this question that is on Coach Harbaugh's business card. Who could possibly have it better than you? I think that's an incredibly badass, powerful question to ask ourselves. And in his case, you look down on one of those days where you want to quit 5 different times, where the fans are against you, or you're facing adversity with your family or in your business, or it's just one of those days where there's black clouds and it's a difficult time. You're not feeling your best. You're frustrated. You could be disappointed. Just, life is happening. And instead of surrendering to depression and surrendering to anxiety or surrendering to stress and pressure, this rule makes me want to do the exact opposite. I want to be able to control my physical state, my mental state, my spiritual state, my emotional state, so that I can control myself. And the best way for me to do that, especially when I'm frustrated or I'm angry or I'm feeling anxious or I'm overcome with worry, or you could be facing, some depression, whatever it is that attitude of gratitude. And this is the question that needs to be answered every day. I mean, my wife Krista and I, every night, we started this about 3 years ago, and it's one of the most powerful things that we do, and it's our nighttime bedtime ritual. And I had a mentor, tell me to do this a few years ago, and my wife and I had talked to her about it, and we just started doing it. And just after we get ready for bed, and just before we turn the lights out, I always turn to my wife and I ask her, so what are you grateful for today? And Krista will always answer differently every night. It could be 2 or 3 things, it could be 5 things, it's little things, it's different things every day. It's not a debriefing of your day, by the way. It's, I'm grateful for this tiny blessing in my life. I'm grateful for this experience today. I'm grateful for, and then she turns to me after she's said what she's grateful for, and I answer the exact same question. She asked me, what are you grateful for today? And I mean, my list is everything from my parents who are in their 91st year, living healthy, happy lives at home. It could be, living here in paradise in Naples, Florida. It could be my daughter's health, my wife's health, my personal health. It could be, clean water to drink. It could be the rain that we received that day, or the ability to go to the gym, or the ability to read, or the ability to write. It's really, really endless. So we've got this hard baked into our daily routine, and it's one of the most powerful things we've ever done. In fact, if my wife is ever away traveling home or anything like that, it's one of the things that I miss the most if the two of us are away, which is very rare. So we have this baked into our daily ritual. But it also is such a powerful question when, I love the fact that he's got it on a physical print business card. I mean, we're talking about one of the top recruiters in sports history. We're talking about a national championship football coach. We're talking about a winner at every level as a player, as a coach in the NFL. And I mean, success leaves clues. So I was fascinated to go through these 20 life lessons, but I really, really love this one. Who could possibly have it better than you? And it really makes us think, when I ask myself that question, it just reminds me that there's zero room in 2024 for any whining, any complaining, or any excuse making. We're surrounded in that toxicity, right? We're surrounded by the rat poison of the bought and paid for news. You're immersed in the toxic politics, all of this stuff that's through the media, anti-social media, big tech, big pharma. And it's so important for you to protect your mental inputs, your queen, your children, your grandchildren. What goes in comes out. So when I listen to this question, who could possibly have it better than you? The answer for all of us is nobody. I've always said, there's not a single person on earth. I don't care how much money they have. I don't care how famous they are. I don't care about celebrity. I don't care about power. I don't care about any of that stuff. There's not a single human being on earth that I would ever trade places with. And my father has always said, he says, you're living your best life when you can answer that question. Would you trade places with this person, or would you trade places with this person? Sure, there's lots of people that, you can model, or you can use as an example to inspire you and motivate you to do better in a certain area. There's people that are going to have more money. There's certain people that are going to be fitter than you or whatever. But the bottom line is, if you can answer that question over the grand scale and scheme as a father, as a husband and as an entrepreneur, if you can say to yourself, I wouldn't trade places with anybody else on this earth, then to me, you're living life and doing business on your own terms. If you're trapped in your business or trapped in a bootlicker job, or you're unhappy in your marriage, or disconnected from your children, or 50 pounds overweight, or if you're sedating and medicating and in porn and gambling and alcoholism and drug abuse, or digital dementia, that's a different case, but that's all correctable. It's all correctable with a different mindset, number one, and different daily behaviors. It's really as simple as that. If you want to change and transform your life, any area of your life, those are the two things. It's not any more difficult than that. You have to change your mindset to a championship mindset, how you think, the movies you see, the movie you play in your mind. And then when you change your mindset, the movie in your mind, what you visualize, what you think about, what you focus on, then automatically number two happens. Your behavior changes and supports it. Your daily habits change and support it, and you become a different person. There's a certain way that you have to think and behave to be depressed. There's a certain way you have to think and behave to be anxious. There's a certain way you have to think and behave to be poor. There's a certain way you have to think and behave to be fat, overweight, and out of shape. Well, the flip side of that coin is there's a certain way for us to think and behave to be physically fit. There's a certain way that we need to think and behave to be wealthy, to be healthy, to be happy. And it really gets down to those two things. But I love this question that Harbaugh has on his business card, because there's those days where we start to feel sorry for ourselves as entrepreneurs. We start to get the me syndrome, where it's all about me. And this question, it not only reignites your attitude of gratitude, it reminds you that the secret to living is giving. The secret to living is giving. And when you're feeling anxious, or you're feeling stressed, or you're feeling depressed, or you're feeling any of these toxic emotions, if you played the way you're talking to yourself on a loudspeaker, if you played the language how you're talking to yourself and played the movies on a movie screen, it would be anybody listening or watching would say, man, that person is so selfish. That person is so self-centered. Well, I need this, and this happened to me, and it's not my fault, and I need more money, and I need more opportunity, and I've never had any good luck, and me. Self-centered, and all of that toxic emotion comes from that disease of me, So doing the polar opposite, changing your mindset, and then thus changing your daily behaviors, your habits, then you get exactly the direct opposite. Then it becomes, how can I serve other people? How can I help other people? How can I make this business about something more than just selling insurance policies, or selling diamond rings, or selling commercial flooring, or washing cars, or selling baseball tickets? How can it become a legacy business? How can it be about more than myself? And how can I serve people through this business? When you get to that attitude of gratitude, and you clearly understand that the size of the hole that we receive through is the same size of the hole we give through. You got to give it away to get it. That mentality. So this is a writer downer along with the other 20. Like I said, I did a breakdown of all 20, how they apply to my life. I've included some personal stories, but you can get that entire PDF breakdown at brassballsvideos.com. by joining my email newsletter list. It's a PDF that's printable that I worked on for the last week. Yours free when you join my righteous email newsletter list. Keep that in mind when you're not always at your best. When you feel, I always say it's 10, 10, 80. 10% of the time you wake up and you feel like Superman. You feel like a superhuman, okay, as good as it gets. The other 10% of the time you wake up and you feel like shit. I mean, nothing, you just don't have the energy, you don't have the focus, you don't have the motivation, you don't have the inspiration. And then 80% of the time you feel up, you wake up and you feel like, okay, good. And that's what separates the winners from the losers, the champions from the chumps. That 80% where you know what, it's just you feel mediocre, you feel ordinary, but you do things like attitude for gratitude, you're counting your blessings, you've got that mindset, and you remind yourself, who the hell could have it better than me? And then you look around and you remind yourself. I like to write it in my journal. I like to talk to my wife about it before bedtime. I like to talk about it in videos. But just a daily reminder when, you're not at your very best, or maybe you're feeling a little bit sorry for yourself, is that reminder. Who the hell could have it better than you? Who the hell could have it better than me? We live in 2024. The greatest time in history to be alive. It's not even up for debate or discussion. We have lots of challenges in this world, and we've always had lots of challenges, but we have never, ever had the amount of wealth, the amount of opportunity, and the amount of abundance we have in 2024. Anybody who disagrees with that, you've never won anything. You're lazy, you're selfish, and you're entitled. This is, without a doubt, the greatest time in history to ever be alive. I mean, we're literally swimming in trillions of dollars, rivers of money everywhere. And as far as opportunity, you've got the World Wide Web, you've got AI, you've got computers, you've got smartphones, you got everything at your fingertips. I mean, we used to lick stamps and take our flyers and postcards to the post office. Now you can publish a newsletter, you can send emails, you can send texts, you can shoot videos, you can put ads on anti-social media, whatever it is. And as far as abundance, I mean, it's everywhere. You want to get in better shape, here's how you do it. You want to become wealthy, here's how you do it. You want to improve your marriage, here's how you do it. You want to connect more with your children, here's how you do it. Like wealth, abundance, and opportunity around us, we're literally wading in it. That is, if we're not distracted by all the rat poison around us, by all the rat poison. It's one or the other. You either have the discipline to focus on all the incredible opportunities, abundance, and wealth around you, an attitude of gratitude, or you get sucked into that matrix, into that matrix of negativity, those toxic swamps of social media, online, bought and paid for news, all of it. Like I said earlier, inputs equal outputs. Inputs equal outputs. And this question, this rule that Coach Jim Harbaugh has on his business card, it's one of my all-time favorites for a reason. Who could possibly have it better than you? Remember, if you want the entire breakdown of the 20 life lessons by Jim Harbaugh, I've done the work for you in a printable PDF. It's free. You can get access to the digital version, and you can actually print it off. I'll send it to you when you opt in to my email newsletter list. It's free as well. brassballsvideos.com. The link is below. When you opt in, you'll have access. I'll give you access to that entire Jim Harbaugh 20 Life Lessons business card PDF. Trust me, It's fucking gold. It's gold. It's a game changer. It's something I'm in the process of modeling, putting my own physical print business card. This is the first time in my career I haven't had a business card. I had business cards when I was in the hockey business, the insurance business, the barbershop business, the window cleaning business, everything. And this is the first time in my life I haven't had a physical business card, and it's been a big mistake. And I'm correcting that mistake. I'm taking a page out of Harbaugh's book and keeping my life lessons close to me in my pocket with my own business card. So brassballsvideos.com, and I'll send that PDF over to you. 2 words that changed my life. By the way, who the hell has it better than me? And who the hell could ever have it better than you? 2 words that changed my life. 2 words that'll change your life. Be relentless.